Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I ran up on this clip. Shout out to tonight's conversation podcast. Where this lady comes up to ask a question about how she's dressed. Now, mind you, this is how she's dressed, asking this question. And I'm gonna allow the clip to play. And then, of course, we're going to talk about it. So here we go.
Insecure of a man not to like or want you to dress sexy in order for you to be his wife.
What's sexy?
What I got on, like what I got on right now.
Oh, let me, I gotta get a good look at you. Let me see, where your shirt at? Kitty, what do you think?
I think that sometimes some of y'all women really don't understand how territorial men are. It's different if you were covered up, but baby, you got tape on. So yes, of course, a man who knows how men are going to look at you, knowing that there's going to be men who are going to be predators or going to pursue you, he's right for saying that. That's not meaning that he's insecure. He's territorial. That's a man's nature, and that's absolutely okay. It's your responsibility as his woman to understand his nature and to also have boundaries with yourself, knowing what you are exposing yourself to. I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be quick. I'm so glad I can have conversations with my husband, because I asked him, we had a deep conversation. I said, what is it about women that will make you not wife her? And the first thing he said, the way she presents herself. That's coming from a man. Men will tell you that if you dress provocative, they're going to see you as an object. Stop calling men insecure. That is their God-given right to say, I don't want my woman to present herself out here, because not only is she a representation of me, she's a representation of herself.
I like Kitty's answer. She said the right thing, but I'll go a little bit further too. Y'all are dressing like whores, and you don't want nobody to see you as what you're dressed as. If I come outside with any uniform on and then proceed to portray myself as that thing, people are going to think I'm that thing. If I come outside with a police uniform on and I drive a police cruiser, people are going to think I am the police. It's more likely that they're going to respond to me in a way that indicates that they believe that I'm the police. Okay, if I come outside with a clown suit on and I go to a clown party, people are going to think, oh, you must be the hired clown, for this party. So they're going to expect me to do the things that a hired clown at a party would actually do. I mean, I showed up with clown makeup on, big shoes, and a red nose. So why would I then, be confused when they expect me to be the thing that I presented myself to be? Women in this culture don't believe, or they stop at presentation of clothing because they think it's their right to be as naked as possible. Even when discussing everything else concerning women's safety, these are the same women that claim that we're in a grape culture, that we're in a culture that objectifies them and makes them victims. They're always being raped. They're always being assaulted, harassed sexually, and things of that nature. And yet these are the same women that come outside. This lady has no shirt on. This lady has jeans on, a cropped jean jacket, no shirt, and titty tape. Okay? Please understand, this lady came outside of her house with jeans, a jean jacket, no shirt, not a tank top. It's not a cami top. It's not a crop top. She doesn't have any top on at all. She's got titty tape to hold her breast in place, so they'll sit up a certain kind of way. She don't even so much as have a bra on. And this will be the same woman that don't want you to stare at her chest and try to see her tits. But ma'am, you've got your tits out. Okay? Notice how the men on the panel responded. He's like, oh, I got to get a better look at you. He immediately responded to her in a sexual way based on how she came up there to present herself. That's how it was. That's why he reacted the way that he got a little chuckle out of everybody. But that's why he reacted that way. Because you don't have a shirt on, beloved. Even when I was looking at, this was a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so. And I was watching Hamp's panel, shout out to Hamp. And he had the ladies talking, and they were talking about, women's safety in the society and the things that women do to try to be as safe as possible, not going places at certain times, and the way that women try to, especially single women, the way that women try to make sure that they're, operating in a way that doesn't present them as an easy target or easy victim for anyone who might want to make them a victim. But when he got around the clothing, the conversation, went a couple of different ways, but he got around to clothing, and he asked, and he was like, is a woman responsible, more or less, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was asking if a woman is responsible for how she dresses and how that presentation reads off to men who might not have the best intentions towards women. Right? Because you got men that the majority of men aren't going to do anything, right? In terms of like assaulting you and being criminal. But there are men who are going to catcall. They're going to try to talk to you. They could probably follow you around a little bit. They go, you know what I'm saying? It's men that are going to do that, depending on how you present. And when it came down to clothes, the women were like, no, because men should be able to control themselves and da 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 da. And it's like, if you are claiming, and I'm not talking about those ladies in particular, but I'm saying like the concept of what you'll hear modern women in general talk about, the climate of the society and how women are often targeted, and this is why they choose the bear and all this other kind of stuff. Then I mean, how do you reconcile that concept with I can come outside basically butt booty naked, and a man better not touch me or speak to me in a way I don't want to be spoken to, or what I'm saying, he better not catcall me the wrong way, or he better not look at me the wrong way. Like it's a purposeful flaunting of what I know they're going to look at, and then daring them to react to it. If you go out and your booty cheeks are out, your breasts are out, your stomach is out, your hair is out, your legs are out, all of these body parts men respond to sexually, and they're sexually stimulated by looking at them. Whether they get you or not, or whether they're able to have sex with you or not, they're gonna look at it. That's why all of the Instagram chicks be getting all of the looks, because they're walking around, they're taking pictures or taking videos, and they're posting them online of their naked or semi-naked bodies. And they got their booties turned up, and they got their breasts showing, and they got all of these things. Men are not going to exercise the restraint that these women claim they want them to exercise. Men are not going to exercise. They're not going to not look at you. Even if he doesn't say anything, even if he doesn't do anything, if you show up in front of him with the booty bouncing and the titties bouncing, he gonna look at it. He gonna look at it. I mean, why wouldn't he look at it? These are all the things that he's stimulated sexually by. So why wouldn't he look? And you have come around with these things exposed for the express purpose of garnering that attention. And so when the men give you the attention that you know he's going to give you, then now you want to blame them and demonize them for having the reaction that you want them to have. This woman came out of her house with no shirt on because she want the dudes to be on her and be like, oh, you fine. You know what I'm saying? And she wants them to want to know what her tits really look like. And she wants them to, you know what I'm saying? But if a dude comes up to her and try to grab one, and I'm not saying it would be right, but at the same time, you did invite it, because every dude is not going to have the restraint that you think he should have. He's not going to do it. So it's best to have some type of modesty with your clothing. And these women think it's some type of crime to have some modesty, because they'll look at Muslim women and be like, oh, they doing too much, they must be oppressed. No, but why do I need to go out to have my body and my person sexually objectified by every stranger just upon seeing me? And if I'm giving the public this view, then there's nothing left for my husband there's nothing left for the imagination. So he doesn't get anything special that other men have not gotten. And not even just the men I've personally been with, but every man that just happened to be in the earth as I walk around in the earth. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not even just the men that you might have been married to, or the men in your past, not just those men, but when you step outside of your door and you're basically naked, all of those men, whether they ever speak to you or you ever see them again in your life, have seen pretty much everything that your husband is getting and that he sees. So what's special? What's special? And then to turn around and try to call the men insecure because these other Jezebels walk around like that, that doesn't mean that the woman that he's claiming and that he's given his last name to, and that he, you know what I'm saying, is giving his 4 P's to, that he doesn't want her to be the Jezebel that's walking around. And so to try to call the men, oh, it's something wrong with him because you want to dress slutty, like, what? For real? Women stay trying to not be beholden to certain double standards. So certain double standards, they exist. We don't react to men's physical bodies in quite the same way that they react to women's physical bodies. We don't. And it's not to say that we don't look at guys and be like, oh, he's cute, or oh, he got a nice body and things of that nature. Like, we notice it and we like it. But at the same time, it doesn't have that immediate, like, for a minute, my senses are gone, the way that men have it with women that really strike that chord. Like, he sees her and she's half naked and she look good like that, and he sees her and like it's them few moments that he, like, his brain is scrambled for a couple of seconds. It just has a different effect to them. It's affect them at a different level than it affect us as women. Like I said, we notice when men are handsome. We notice when they're sexy. We notice when they wear certain clothes and their body is a certain way. We notice it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if he strike your fancy, you like it. But at the same time, we don't lose our senses for like 2.5 seconds either. It's just it just strikes us differently than it strikes men. And women know that. So you show up outside with no half your body naked, because you know that the men are going to react to you that way, and you're hoping that they do, while at the same time trying to, like I said, demonize them and chastise them about how they reacted when you're looking for that reaction. It's the hypocrisies for me. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, is the Crimson Cure. And this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.